Hey there, welcome to another episode of Colivers Club. I am Ramon and she is Sole from Melon, and today we are going to interview Francesco from Tertulia.
Yeah, Francesco has a coliving called Tertulia in Tuscany in Italy, and he's doing a really good job about all the community and social aspect of coliving. So he has a lot of projects involving the local community, sustainability, and a lot of really interesting topics to talk about. So we cannot wait to hear more about it. And yeah, let's go into it.
See you.
Hello, welcome everybody to Colivers Club, powered by Melon. I'm here, Cesar Alberca, with Francesco Boldrini. Hello, how are you?
Ciao, I'm nice, thanks.
Well, Francesco is the owner of Tertulia Farm Coliving, located in Tuscany, which I've been there this year and I loved it. And yeah, I was very interested in how can such a remote place, let's say a little bit, no, have the success that it has. Because yeah, Tertulia Farm, I love it there, and yeah, did you expect the success with this co-living that you have?
Well, no, in the sense I was just, I will say, matching different ideas together to arrive to this co-living idea. So the Sparkle was a university master about plants and social innovation inspired by plants, and we designed the idea to co-work close to plants, because plants they can benefit into productivity, reduction of stress, more creativity, and other stuff as well. And as we are remote, and this idea was mainly to address to rural renaissance, I will say. So give empower rural areas. And so the idea was to bring people here to live and not only to work. And that's why the co-living. And then I found other co-livings around and I started to connect with them. And so when we were starting, this was growing quite naturally. And but well, there is still a lot to do. Our project is always in evolving and changing and growing, thanks to people coming here. They have feedback, they can contribute, and also we learn more about the territory, the impact we can have on the territory. And
Yeah, it's a beautiful project, and it's also oriented towards like a farm, right? You are starting. When I left, there was some project about having some coop for chickens.
yes, we are a farm. Even if we are not really producing a lot of food to sell, I will say. We are mainly oriented to self-sustainability. For example, about wood. So during winter we heat this place only with wood that we cut in the forest. And also we have production of oil, but for self-consumption, even some vegetables and fruit. Our main production now are chestnuts, but this season was a bit unlucky because of the lack of rain, so it was super dry. And also we started with the chickens. Yes, now we sell eggs a little bit. We have to be better improving in selling, but for example, the Colivers, they can buy our eggs. We put in a box, in a basket. Now there is where there was the honesty bar, I don't know if you remember, we put in a basket also eggs, and so everyone can take the eggs.
It's also interesting to me because you build part of the systems in the house, such as I remember the heating system in the activity area, and you told me it was based in a rocket fuel kind of like heating system, which was very interesting.
So yeah, there are different systems. The main one is a centralized heating stove, quite modern, I would say. So it's a reverse flame, so it's reducing a lot the emissions and the pollution. The technician told me that it's polluting 1,000 less one fraction of 1,000 of a normal fireplace. But it's eating, I don't know, 400 square meters, all the rooms, our home, and the shared spaces. And also we have in the barn this rocket stove, which is a different project. It's a self-constructed mass heater with local materials and an oil barrel that we took from a mechanic. And with this system we can heat the shared space, which is called barn, where also it's nice because it's a kind of team building or community activity. So everybody has to take care of this fire for maybe a couple of hours and then say to another one, would you like to put some wood? And at the end of the day, everybody can
Yeah.
enjoy the
I remember
room
that time
heated.
because you needed to plan a little bit ahead, no? And it was fun to go there, work with your laptop, and suddenly it will get little by little, it will get warmer, and you need to take care of it, right? So
Yeah, and then it's in a shape of a
yes,
sofa, so there is always the cue
yeah,
to sit on top
precisely. I love
of it.
that space. It's amazing to me. And yeah, we mentioned these systems that because you have a background in engineering, in project engineering, and yeah, you told me that you were designing harbors and coastal defense systems, right? So that's why you this part of the co-living, you take your time, no, to fine tune these little details.
Well, for sure, my design studies are for sure in a way they are influencing me. Even if I decided, now it's 18 years ago, to change completely my life and go through a different space. I come from a big town, which is Milan, and I decided to move to the center of the forest in Tuscany, in a not super touristic area, so it's quite rural. And yes, but for sure my, I will say, ancient professional idea is still driving me into taking decisions and so on. But also I added on top of it permaculture, which is another designing system, but driven by ethics. So now I put into my life a lot of ethical view. So for me it's very important why you do things, not only what you do you do.
Yeah, precisely. And also, you mentioned that you moved with your family because apart from the space for the co-living and the shared areas like the barn, there's a house near, just right by it, right, where you and your family you live there, right?
Yes, we live here all year long. Yes, the process was quite long, in the sense that I moved here 18 years ago, then I met Georgia, and then we started to build our family, and we did a few years with different projects. So, for example, we hosted refugees for 9 years, and we organized courses like permaculture, regenerative agriculture, and so we also developed a kind of culture of hosting people and welcoming people. And so the co-living came out quite naturally in this sense. We are still readapting the spaces, but we did a quick design at the beginning, and little by little we are improving all our spaces, and also with the support of the people coming here, because everyone coming here can give feedback, and we can use these suggestions to improve our spaces. And not only the spaces, because the main part of the co-living for me is the community, is the living part, so the experience, so how we live into these spaces and what we do here. This is the main
Nice.
part.
And for example, with living with your family in the co-living, do you see the benefits of having your children, no, being in such an international environment?
Well, yes, that's a point for sure. One little rule I have is that everyone has to be happy. And when I see this in a light way, like a plant can have enough light and water to grow. And for me, everyone it's not only the guests, so the co-living, the people that pay to come here, but also my family. So also Georgia, also the kids, they have to be happy into this. So we have to find a balance. So I am not always into the community, into the co-living, because we also have to respect our family rhythm. But we try now, by respect to the time you were here, we introduced quite regular shared dinners. So I encourage people to share the dinners every night, and so there is a board that everybody can put his name on to say, I would like to cook for everybody tonight. And so with the family we can also join easier. For example, tonight there is a shared dinner, we will join all, and that's very nice. And for sure, my son, the eldest one, starts to be super attracted. And when we ask him, what would you like to do in the future? We say, for sure, I will travel. Maybe I will be kind of digital nomads. I will travel through co-living. So it's a little bit influenced at this moment. But it's nice because they can stay with people, meet other people, meet interesting and talented people, and share with them. And also can be an exchange. This summer he had a kind of debut in English in school, and there was a Danish girl that could teach him some English in exchange of part of her stay. So we can organize this kind of
Yeah,
exchanges.
because normally when you go to co-livings or you meet digital nomads, the part of the kids normally there are people who, from what I've met, they don't want kids and things like this, and I think for families that would like to go to co-livings or things like this, or even families that they have a co-living, I think it's a great experience for the children. No, they get to interact with such interesting people and get so many ideas. I mean, us as an adults, we do that, right, with the skill shares and things like this.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great environment to learn new languages.
Yeah, that's it's an interesting topic, because I will think that soon more and more families will try to travel also, but for sure schools, they have to change a little bit and to offer kind of this is not super easy to see by my point of view, but for sure there will be the needing of spaces that are welcoming families as well. At the moment in this place, even if we have children, it's not easy to come with the family and the children, because the main fact is to respect the working moment and working space. So we will need maybe a different structure, a bit like an apartment, or different rooms to play, or even above all, maybe in this season, now we are in November, so in October, late October, so it's starting to rain a little bit, so maybe there are more dark night, or start to be nice to stay inside, and if you don't have the proper space, there can be a conflict with people working and kids. But for sure they bring smile, they bring curiosity, they want to discover the world, they make direct questions, and this is bringing a good mood.
Totally. Also, you mentioned that you were hosting refugees for a long time. What can you tell us about the experience?
Well, there's a lot to tell, and we did this in a family style, so always involving the family, so with maximum 2 people per time, so we could go with one car with 7 places. We could bring them to school to learn Italian, or to try to introduce them into some activity into the society. And so the goal for us was to drive them little by little to gain some autonomy, so to be able to drive their own life, and so then depends on the culture they come from, but we more address it to people coming from Africa, so the culture is very different from European culture, and it was not super easy to help them to see the destiny as something that you can drive with your choices. So it was more to see, if God wants, I will find a job. And we said, no, maybe you have to decide what job you want to do and start to send CVs or start to study in the field you want to be clever and skilled, and start to go and ask around to other people. And so it was a little bit of showing how our very complex society is working, and we had good results with some of them. So now, for example, there is a family I met yesterday in the supermarket, a Nigerian guy. That was the first couple we hosted. Now they have 2 girls, they live here, they have a nice job, they help other people, and there is also a Senegalese guy who is also around here. So some of them are really giving us a good feedback.
Nice.
And but there's a lot of things to say about this. Whether by a human point of view, was very enriching experience.
Yeah, because when I was there, you were also supporting other projects that have a good social impact. No? I remember doing also this project with the disco soup, where we gathered a lot of food that was about to be thrown the very next day or in a few days, and we asked for it. And supermarkets and bakeries and places like this, they will give it to us, and then we cooked for 40 people or 50 people, uh, and it was super cool because we were divided in groups. I remember I was in charge of the salad. Yes, my name is Caesar. They thought it would be funny that I will be in charge of Caesar salad, of course. uh, and it was so cool. I remember like everyone gathering together, proposing ideas, because you have a limited set of options. We had a lot of bread, um, and some veggies, some fruits. Yeah, people were so kind, and we managed to do a pretty good job, I would say. Especially the salad. The salad was amazing.
Salad, perfect. No, but also the interesting fact that was that we did this in out of Tertulia. So we did this in the square of the village in association, this circolo we call in Italian, and so that was very nice because it was empowering a local association and helping and encouraging the meeting between this community, this dynamic community, and some people from the territory. And for sure we have to plan another one. We are going to do something similar in 10 days, in 15 days, but here maybe more quick, like a dinner, because we have a permaculture course close to here about community building, and we have a group here in Tertulia, and so we will match the 2 groups to make a kind of no waste dinner like disco soup. We will see how it goes, maybe with a bit less organization and not open to everybody, but only to these 2 groups, but the values are those that you were saying.
And any other projects in mind apart from having this kind of disco soup that will have a good social impact in the area that you are?
I would like to repeat this because I think it was very good, a very good event. Now I'm focusing on trying to get a bit more in touch with the people that choose to live around Tertulia. There is a kind of diffuse community growing around here. So we have a person who had bought a house on the mountain and is doing renovations. There is another person renting in the village, but other 2 rented close to us. A friend who is working with me who bought a house as well, 10 minutes from here. And so I would like to make a kind of to find a way to build more this kind of diffuse community, because nowadays everybody's a bit focused on his own projects, and starting from this hardcore of people connecting with the co-living, try to see what are our skills, what we would like to do, and try to do something around here. My suggestion will be to start from opening some trails which are in this forest, and we will start to do this with a social farm project, so involving a community of disadvantaged boys that are in Vicchio, which is the town close to here. And we will try to make this path and make a map to be available for the co-living as well, but also maybe on an app that is available to everyone who is coming to work around here. So imagine an old road in the forest with some signs that can allow you to walk without losing yourself, and maybe you can do this even without your phone if you want to detox a little bit from this and leave some device at home and try to experience to be in the forest. And this is another experience we want to offer.
Yeah, I remember one day I went with a Coliver, Marcus. We were visiting a friend of ours, no, in the mountains, the one you mentioned that bought a house, and we got lost. And it was an interesting experience. Of course, we were trying to let's be smart and go outside of the trail, no, and let's see if we can see the house from the top of the mountain. Of course, we couldn't, no, but it was a fun experience, no, because of course it was in the middle of the day and we had our fun, so it was okay. But I remember walking through the forest and saying, "Oh my God, this is amazing! This is beautiful." Because the Tertulia, right, is located in the middle of the forest. It's accessible, of course, but the nearest population, which is Vicchio, you mentioned it, is 1 hour and a half walking, maybe more or less, or 15 minutes by car, let's say. So yeah, it's very rural, and yeah, sometimes we forget that nature is just amazing, and people from the cities, they tend to easily forget it, no? Mm.
Yeah, that's one of the point we are focusing on, is to offer people the opportunity to reconnect a little bit with nature, because it's very big, the disconnection we have nowadays. Everybody's moving to the town, to the metropolis, and they are into busy life and a lot of activities, maybe super interesting, maybe a lot of ideas, but then the danger is, the risk is to lose connection with nature, and so we lose connection with ourselves as well, and with the relations of the other people. And so I think we need more consciousness about what nature is, and this environment as a forest is helping a lot for that. And but I will work also on the opportunity to connect a bit more with farming tasks. So for me also is a path I'm doing personally. So how to get some food out of the forest. Because we need forests for a lot of reasons, sustainability, global warming, and so on. I won't do this long. But also we need food. And so how to get food from the forest, this is my,
Oh, it's a big
question.
project as well. Yeah, I remember also that in Tertulia, you come to this space where you need to be patient and you need to slow things down. No? For example, I remember every Monday we had a meeting where we will plan ourselves. No, oh, this day we have this activity. Oh, this day we're going to go to the supermarket with one of the cars, and then we buy food. No, and yeah, I feel like nowadays we tend to want immediacy, no? We tend to want things for now, no? Or for yesterday, even. So I think this is
Yeah.
um, a good opportunity to really think what's important and slow things down, because we have this anxiety, no? This stress. and our bodies feel it, and maybe we don't, or maybe we do. And then you come to this beautiful place, and you need to really, even for hitting the bar, no, it takes a little bit of time, and that's okay. You need to be patient. I mean, you.
Yeah, you make me think about the last idea I had. Also, I shared with another co-living, which is Selgar's Mill. I don't know if you know them in UK, in the countryside. And we both we met with Morgane. She's the founder of this co-living place. It's not always a co-living. And the idea was to offer a kind of winter experience, and that was addressed expressly to people that don't look for just skiing or go to warmer climates or exotic place like Asia, but they want to stay in Europe. So is it possible to have a nice experience in Europe as well, and also to focus on this that you were saying about not slowing down in the sense that you don't have to do things, but to don't be pressed by your schedule, to take the time to do things, take the time to reflect, to take a walk, to observe. Nature also is teaching us a lot in winter, because plants are going to rest,
For me,
but they store all the energy
yeah.
in the roots, and then they prepare for the new spring, but they don't have to waste this energy. It must be super efficient, their process, and they continue to communicate with each other, so they act as a proper community. And so how can this be lived in a community, like in a co-living, into this environment? So this is the proposal we are doing for this winter, to see how it goes.
Yeah, for me, it's also about being mindful. You know, when we tend to put the automatic gear and we just do things for the sake of doing things, you know, then we forget how everything is just beautiful. No, if you really pay attention to it. I remember reading this book by Thich Nhat Hanh, is a Vietnamese monk. He said that, for example, even washing dishes should be the most beautiful task in the world. Uh, you just need to do it because you are doing it, and it needs to be perfect. You don't wash the dishes just to get over it and do some other tasks. No, you wash the dishes, and you have to be present. So I think in Tertulia, I felt that feeling, no, of okay, I'm doing things and I need to be mindful. No, of course I have work to do and stuff to sort, but the things I did, I felt like I was very present. No, and that's super cool that you were able to build up a place that with this in mind. No, that provides this to the people. No, this sensation of belonging. No, and being mindful and present.
Thanks. No, that's a very nice feedback, and I like Thich Nhat Hanh as well a lot.
Yeah, and it's he gives this super. I can put the link in the description of the book. Uh, he gives these tips that you read it and it makes so much sense. But how can we not apply it? No, even breathing, which is super important. And when I'm in this state of maybe stress or anxiety, I just notice I'm not breathing at all. I'm like holding my breath, no, and just letting go and breathing really focused and mindful helps. But it's interesting how you go to certain co-livings and this feeling of okay, I want to do activities, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't want to miss out. And maybe when you go, for example, to Tertulia, it's like okay, there's a variety of things to do, but it's more oriented towards self-reflection, introspectiveness, and of course we go party here and there, and but it is a cool mix, and I think that's something that people need to not forget that not everything should be partying and having like I don't know more extroversion than
Yeah,
introversion.
it's
No?
mhm. Yeah, it's give yourself the opportunity and the freedom to be yourself, and don't be forced to be active and show to be active, but also be able to stay in the moment. And I think nature helps a lot for that. And also to be remote, because if you are not connected to a bar, for example, you say, okay, let's go to the bar, but you have to stay in the place. Then this also means to find a way to stay with other people, to make a deeper relation, and or also to go into nature and experience what nature is able to give to you. Also breathing, you were mentioning breathing. Breathing in a forest is also amazing, because the plants, they are emitting some volatile compounds, and breathing them you can empower your immune system, and so this can make your system much more strong, just walking into the forest, and this is very
Yeah,
interesting.
totally. So yeah, I hope people check out your Instagram, because in Tertulia, no, Instagram. We will put also a link in the description, and you can see what we're talking about, no, because it's something abstract when we talk about it.
Mm.
But yeah, you need to check Tertulia. Um, we also talked a lot about sustainability, and I'm wondering, how can other co-livings be sustainable? What are some things that you would recommend to them in order for them to be sustainable?
Well, sustainability is a big subject. I will suggest to start from your own ethic, what you like, and observe your place. So it depends if you are rural or urban, and rural in which sense. So doing small things and small steps, use a small and slow solution, we say in permaculture, is a way to start to change a little bit the things. So can be sustainability by environmental point of view. So for example, trying to produce less waste, or don't produce waste, which is what nature is teaching us, and choosing maybe where on or what food you are buying, try to reduce packaging, and maybe the energy you are using for your heating or your electricity, where does it come from, or the use of water, how you maybe use products that can be polluting. Maybe you can dilute a little bit, we dilute the soap for dish washing, for example, and all the Colivers, they know this, so they can maybe learn that you can dilute a little bit this, and this package can last maybe the double of the time if you dilute a little bit. But sustainability can be also be a social sustainability, and not only physical one. So how can you be sustainable in dealing with the others and with yourself? So so in a co-living, I think this is amazing, because when you stay maybe for 1 week, you can still play to be the one which is super happy, super strong. But after 2 weeks, after 1 month, you have to be yourself, and so you have to accept to be yourself, and with the others they start to know you better, and so this is the moment where you start really to enjoy the relation with the others, because it's becoming more and more true, and find a way. The co-living must help this to be sustainable, so to prevent conflicts, or to address tools and way to make this smooth, and to welcome differences between other people, to try to don't have judgments, and this is another aspect of sustainability. Then there is the financial aspect of sustainability as well, which is important, and so but what is important for me about sustainability is to have an idea of what sustainability is in time. So time is a variable we have always to keep in mind when we speak about sustainability. So how can our lifestyle be sustainable is also connected to how this can be sustainable in the future. Could the next generation be able to have the same lifestyle we have with the same level of consumption of resources or not? So we have to be aware of this. So it's not about having sustain our lifestyle, but to have a sustainable lifestyle.
Oh, wow, that's a very
And
complete and thorough answer. Thank you. Uh, I also, from the point of view of the colivers, because colivers, not digital nomads, they tend to travel around the globe, discovering places, and there's different ways of traveling, right? Ones could be more sustainable or less. But do you think, aside from the usage of, for example, planes to travel, is the lifestyle of a coliver less or more sustainable than someone who would establish themselves in a place, no, in a house? How do you see, from that point of view, the sustainability?
well, I won't say I won't make to make a classification or to say one is better than the other, because I would like to see at the whole system. And so it's not about making a race. No, I am the first, you are the last, or that. But we all together have to be sustainable. And so, what can be your role if you are traveling? What are the advantage if you are traveling and other people are not or are traveling less? What can be your contribution to this? It's true you're maybe consuming more gas for the plane, which is super polluting, but then maybe you are moving culture, views, ideas. You can bring diversity. You can. So it depends maybe on how frequent you move, or how long is the moment is the stay. So if you stay 2 days in the opposite part of the world and then you come back, this is maybe a bit of a waste. But if you spend 1 month in Japan and then you learn from that culture and you start to connect with other people, and then you move to another place and then you bring the other connections. I'm just giving you a little bit my where I would like to think about this, because I'm also thinking about planning next year but I still have to design this, a kind of permaculture course for remote workers or digital nomads. So to try to think about this, how can we be ethical and sustainable even working remotely? Which are the opportunity of this lifestyle, and which are also the crises? How can we improve? How can we more sustainable or more ethical in other aspects of this life, which is quite a new lifestyle, but it's more and more attractive for a lot of people. So I was thinking, how can we design this in a sustainable way? And maybe we can do this together during a kind of workshop, an open workshop. I don't know how to call it this. So we are designing this with a friend.
For me, what this lifestyle has taught me, and I haven't been doing this so long, right? Is I remember this year when in the February, January, when I started doing this, I sold almost everything that I owned, and I also gave away so many things to my friends and family. And I remember feeling so light, and noticing how I used to have things that I really didn't need or want. And to me, this is also part of the sustainability, right? That since you are traveling around, you have to travel lightly, no? You have maybe a suitcase and a backpack and not too much more, right? Um, so this way of thinking of, okay, I'm going to have things, of course, but the ones I'm going to have, they are going to be very good. They're going to last longer, and yeah, and if things break, I will repair them. And this type of thinking, I think, is very, very nice to have, because then you are not, okay, I'll just buy something else, no? And then you're going to this cycle of consumption, no? You are buying things cheap, they break often, and then you need to buy it again and again and again. Um, so
Perfect.
yeah, this part for me, the minimalism of being a digital nomad is also very interesting, and it's something that I'm very happy to have explored and kept exploring, right?
Mm-mm. No, no, that's a very nice point.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, Francesco, and also I didn't mention it, but I'm also in Italy for a few days since I attended a conference. I love Italy. This time I was in Milan, and we're having this call because we thought it would be fun to have the meeting in the same country, even though remotely a little bit through the internet. Um, what can you tell us about the best pasta in Italy? Which one is it? Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
best pasta, I will say the one I have in mind now, which is connected to the
Oh,
chestnuts, because I invented or just changed a little bit the recipe. I don't know if I can mention this
oh,
pizzoccheri, which is a particular dish from a valley in the Lombardia region, not far from Milan. And it's, I don't know in English the name, but it's a particular wheat, which is a bit black, grano
mm,
saraceno in Italian. And they cook this with seasonal vegetables, so potatoes and cabbages, or Swiss chard, and they put a lot of butter and a lot of cheese inside, which is not for vegan. But I was transforming this a little bit, and so in place of potato, I put chestnuts, and it's amazing like this. And so maybe this can be for this season a good
okay, thank you
suggestion.
for the culinary recommendation. And yeah, it has been a pleasure to have this time to meet and talk. And yeah, we will see each other soon, I hope.
I hope so. So thanks for having me and for calling me. It was very nice to
Yeah,
see you
truly.
again.
Okay, so this has been another episode of Colivers Club, powered by MapMelon, the app where you can find colivers and colivings. Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Ciao.